a good coach, having a good supportive community, that all helps with mindset as well and your success factors. So the mathematical, logical side of this, your calories in versus your calories burnt out. It's what you're putting in and what you're putting out. So successful weight management involving many factors, so including your diet and meal habits. So eating the right way and making the right food choices for you. We used to have the Body Key app and InBody Band when this program launched in Australia, but since then there's been many other bands on the market and different fitness tracking apps now, especially in 2021. There's a lot of technology out there and tools and resources to support you. So we've kind of sort of distanced away from that with Amway Australia, but it's still part of the philosophy of the full program. So if you do have a good food tracking app that you have access to and you can use, if you also do want to use a fitness tracker or an app on your phone to track your exercise, that's great as well. But it's keeping in mind the right principles of your nutritional intake as well. Making the right food choices, portion control, meal timing, and filling in the nutritional gaps with supplementation as needed. So talking about nutrition is a highlight on certain macro and micronutrients that are really important for weight management. So protein being a very, very big component here. There are other weight management guidelines where if you want to approach a high protein, low carb diet approach and then get your body into ketosis temporarily, so some people do it for a few days at a time, or at an initial stage of weight loss, that's okay as well. Depending on each individual situation, but protein in the right balance, if not in a ketogenic diet approach, just having the right balance as part of your calorie counting and weight management plan is also just as important. If you're not eating enough protein on a weight management program, it's not sustainable. You could still lose weight, but you're losing muscle as well, and that's what we don't want, and that's what we want to track closely with body composition monitors to see your muscle percent, your muscle quality versus your body fat percent as well. Protein also helps you to feel full longer, so then you're not snacking or overeating and not having that yo-yo effect as well with temptations and snacks too, so not falling off the wagon. So maintaining that feeling of fullness, it actually affects your blood sugar balance as well, and with that comes other effects like better concentration and focus to get through the rest of your day. B vitamins are another essential nutrient, not only for weight management but overall wellness. But being on a weight management program, you may be setting physical health goals for yourself, but also the actual process of metabolism, the different pathways of metabolism requires a lot of B vitamins. It takes a lot of energy to metabolize your fats, carbs, and proteins. So without the B vitamins, you could start feeling quite tired, especially if you go high protein. B vitamins are very important for that ketogenic conversion. Then we have our essential fatty acids. So your omega-3s, whether you get them from vegetarian or animal sources. So animal sources most directly, fish oil is one. And there are those concerns with fish oil these days. Is it a clean fish oil? Is it sustainably farmed fish oil? And from NutraWay, our fish oil is sustainably sourced. So they're in the wild oceans of the North Atlantic Ocean, very cold ocean waters, and it is sustainable fishing methods by Nutrilite and also preserved with a natural vitamin E preservative. If you do look for vegetarian sources, there's different food sources, but also vegetarian products out there as well. Fruits and vegetables, your vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, keeping a very good balance of those, and high phytonutrient intake is optimal for your health as well, protecting you from the damaging effects of free radicals, which occurs with exercise. So you're going to cause oxidative stress in your body when you exercise. So you balance that out with phytonutrients and your vitamins and minerals too, to keep up your energy and all the other processes too. Even building muscles, you need your minerals and vitamins too. Am I going at a good pace? Everyone still with me?
Yes, we're still with you.
Okay, good. All right. I think because I've turned off the I can't see your faces because then I can't see the slide. So I'll just keep going. But feel free to interrupt me because it's not a very large group, okay? If you do have questions.
I can see your face.
That's good. So portion control. For some people these days, whether you're counting your proteins and carbs or if you're measuring out your calories, a general guide for understanding portions that you allocate for yourself in your eating plan is also really important. So this slide is more to help you kind of keep in mind general portions of things so that, you know, for example, even with the statement, the World Health Organization recommends you to eat 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. What is 1 serving to you compared to someone else? So here, as a visual guide, 1 serving of the fruits and vegetables is it's usually about half a cup, but they say for, you know, if you want to look at it as about your own fist size, should be your serving of fruit or vegetables. So then if you count how much, do you have 5 fistfuls of fruits and vegetables in a day as your portion, as a general guideline? And with the deck of cards and the protein, I'm not sure how helpful that is. Most people say also your palm size serving of protein as the right portion for you. So you obviously a very tall, big man maybe is a much, much larger palm size, and then using that as a measurement for their protein at each main meal. And understanding, of course, with the higher density fats and different refined carbs and things like that of the different portion sizes. So like a smaller mouse for that portion of pasta and just a couple of dice or 1 dice for butter. So your calorie control, if you do still have the Body Key app, I believe it's still available on the App Store, but it may be getting discontinued soon. But if you have any other calorie tracking apps, it's generally recommended between 12 to 400 calories a day for most people on a weight management plan. So generally towards the 1200 for women, 14 or up to 1600 for men. It does change. You do see different programs recommending different ranges. So if you do have an app that's going to generate the right calorie measurement estimate for you, that's great. And trying out for yourself, like what's a calorie portion control that will work for you and still help you lose weight but keep up your energy too. But supplementation comes into play with that kind of plan as well. So 2 general approaches to dieting that they found with the Body Key research. People generally try to focus on a high protein, low carb diet, or they're doing a calorie counting, low fat diet. The recommendations from Nutrilite is still to maintain your carbohydrate ratio though. So they don't recommend extreme low carb, whereas other programs go much, much lower in their carbohydrate protein ratio. But that's not recommended as a sustainable way long term. So this is an example of 400 calorie main meal. And so, for example, someone with a low carb focus in their diet, they could be having half a cup of brown rice, as opposed to someone with a low fat diet allowing themselves to have 1 cup of brown rice. But there's less oil and fat in the low carb program as well. So, the other way around, less oil and fat in the low fat diet. So here, for example, the low carb, you can still grill your chicken, have a fried egg. So there's a bit of oil in that meal and some stir-fried veggies. Whereas if you want no oil cooking, and also if you have the right cookware to do things like that very well, you can just do it without oil. You can have your rice, your steamed fish, boiled egg, broccoli, and keeping all your nutrients in if you have Nutrilite. So some other herbal support that's been researched for weight management, including white kidney bean extract and Gymnema sylvestre leaf extract. So Gymnema is a traditional Indian medicine herb, so a traditional Ayurvedic herb, and it has been highly researched for its effects on blood sugar balance and other effects as well. This formula of the white kidney beans combined with Gymnema, it's been researched to inhibit the action of two carbohydrate digesting enzymes in your intestines. So the normal pathway that, for example, after you've eaten a bowl of rice, that your body's going through to try and absorb the rice and the carbohydrates in there, there's different enzymes involved with that, and then this combination is blocking that enzyme, so then it's not being converted into sugar and fat in your body. So it's not actually being absorbed. So yes, the way it goes out is via the lower digestive tract. So it would be coming out through your stools. So too much of it could cause loose stools or diarrhea as well. So keeping that in mind. But it is quite helpful for people who still want that feeling of eating their carbs, but just want to block a little bit of it. It's also something to consider if your weight management plan has started to plateau. Green tea now is another superfood. Sorry, did someone want to say something? No, all good? Okay. Green tea, superfood, super herb, reduces cholesterol and fat absorption. Two main antioxidants called catechins and theaflavins. So when I highlight keywords, for those who love to do their own Googling, feel free to Google catechins and theaflavins. So they can stimulate bile acid production in the liver. That bile acid usually binds to cholesterol and then prevent that cholesterol in absorption in the bloodstream. Theaflavins also block an enzyme that breaks down fat to fatty acids and then reduces the fat absorbed by the body. Again, the undigested fat is excreted from the body. So there was one clinical trial that suggested that this combination helped maintain healthy cholesterol levels already within normal range when combined with a low cholesterol diet and regular physical activity. Scientific evidence suggests that the combination of catechins and theaflavins may prevent the cholesterol in the foods that we eat from being absorbed in the gastrointestinal tract. Research also suggests that it encourages the liver to extract more cholesterol from the bloodstream to then make bile. So that's what that looks like from NutraWay, our two solutions or to consider for your weight management journey. If you do ever want to back up for blocking some carbs, each tablet of our Carb Blocker Plus is estimated to block approximately 150 calories of carbohydrates, so up to 500 when you take the three tablets throughout the day. We don't recommend 3 at once, just one at 3 main meals of the day, or just one with each main meal, but no more than 3 a day. Then the cholesterol health, also recommended 1 gel twice a day, with that combination of the catechins and theaflavins from the green tea extract. Does anyone have questions about carb blocker and cholesterol health before I move on?
The only problem is always forget to eat it before.
Yeah, so keep it in your handbag like lip balm. You know, you always have your lip balm in your handbag. You always have your carb blocker in your handbag. Or put it in the little NutraWay pill box and then have it in your handbag. So then you remember to take it.
You forget.
Excuse me, Nicole.
Yes.
I have a question. Is there a particular order that you would recommend, like have to eat it before or right before?
Good question. Thank you, Emily. Ideally, the absorption of up to 150 calories should be, if you've taken that tablet, about 15-20 minutes before your meal or some even say up to half an hour. But I think some people have found, like I've heard from IBOs anecdotally, that they start getting hungry at about 15 minutes after taking the tablet. So I would say 15 to 20 minutes beforehand should ensure that blockage of about 150 calories. But if you forget to take it, just take it anyway, even if it's in the middle of the meal or straight after the meal, because it's still going to have some effects. We just can't say it's 150 calories. That's okay. I've often taken it after because I forget to. All right.
Sorry.
Yes.
Just now you said you talk about the recommended dosage.
Yes.
Is that, I just wonder, is there any like concern with people might get like upset stomach or something if we overtaking it?
Yes.
Or is it just a general guideline? That's because in Australia they always have a really high guideline, like very over standard guideline to a lot of supplements.
Yes.
Like what we have, like what you mentioned about the double XP previously. So
Yes.
what is the rationale behind?
Yeah, so if someone's taken 2 tablets of the carb blocker, anecdotally, IBOs have told me they've done it, but it is also possible that you start finding that your bowels become more loose. And so if someone has taken 2 tablets and they have diarrhea from their meal, then that's not recommended. So we don't want you to go to that extreme. So it's unlikely for 2 tablets to cause the diarrhea, but 3 is quite possible. So don't get to diarrhea. So that's why just one meal with each main meal is a sustainable way to do it. It's not going too extreme.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is a possible that would happen.
It will be possible. You just more loose stools.
Okay.
I have 2 every meal, and I found it okay because maybe my body size is bigger.
for you, Thompson, maybe, and maybe you're having lots of
meal.
other other things with it. Yeah, so that's why it's at your own precaution. So you made that decision.
Yes.
Yeah. All good. So we'll move on to the diet. We talked about balancing. Yes. So with any weight management program, you're limiting your portions to some extent. There's still going to be gaps in the diet, and yet you still want to keep up your vitamins and minerals and your nutrition throughout to get the result of weight loss. So a low-calorie meal replacement is a very easy way to ensure that you're also getting the nutrition you need, but also limiting your calorie intake. So a hassle-free balanced diet is available to you with Body Key meal replacement shakes. You've got just enough simple carbs. They can be rapidly digested for a quick source of energy. It's not a high-carb formula either. It's only about 6.5 grams of carbs per sachet. Also containing complex carbohydrates, which takes longer to digest. So they help you feel full and it takes longer to digest. There's also added fiber to the formula and your 25 essential vitamins and minerals, providing that replacement for 1/3 of your day that would be needed. No artificial flavors, colors, sweetness, or preservatives, which is a really big point of difference to many other meal replacement shakes that, for example, if you just walk into a pharmacy or sometimes a doctor just recommends a brand, they could have artificial colors and flavors. They're very cheap as well because of that. So that's why the Body Key is superior in that way. We also have the science from the Nutrilite Institute to back up the formulation of the Body Key. And so part of their comprehensive research and in-depth exploration has been behind this formula. So it's been our #1 meal replacement shake globally that contains no artificial colors, sweeteners, or preservatives. And again, that ideal balance of your protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. So Another consideration for your other meals of the day is to also include your high fiber foods and supplements as needed. So when we're talking about calorie counting programs, some people can still do a low calorie program very unhealthily. So if you've had 400 calories of fruits and vegetables, that's very different to 400 calories of fast food and refined sugars. So you want it to be a nutrient dense 400 calories in that meal. High fiber fruits and veggies. So Fiber Blend is also another good resource if someone does need extra fiber on their weight loss program. It's got our combination of soluble and insoluble fibers from 10 natural sources. The FOS stands for prebiotics. The formal name is fructooligosaccharides. It's a very long word, but basically they're like prebiotics for your probiotics, for your gut flora. And again, the insoluble fibers help to regulate your bowel movement. Soluble fibers help to add bulk to the food and increasing that feeling of fullness. It's still important to drink lots of water with these tablets. It can be quite dry as well, and it absorbs, so reabsorbing the water and forming that bulk stool in your lower digestive tract is what the fiber is doing. Just wanted to add, a typical Western diet has been found to be quite low in fiber and leads to a lot of stagnation in the intestines and digestive tract, eventually usually resulting in a lot of buildup of toxicity. So high fiber diets and a focus on adequate amount of fiber in the diet through food or supplements is also highly recommended for the general population. So we've covered the main nutritional parts of a successful weight management program. And now we're going to move on to physical activity, mindset, stress, and sleep. I'll try and speed through this a little bit. I think I've just taken quite a while on the nutrition. So physical activity, you still got to move. Do your yoga, do your Pilates, do your Zumba, do your boxing, kickboxing, rowing, walking, hiking, whatever it is, walking longer around the car park, whatever you can do, move. We should just get up and have a stretch now. We should schedule yoga breaks in these workshops. Oh my gosh, that would be fun. Tara, later we'll collab. And Zumba as well. That would be fun too. So physical activity, your output versus your input, it's maths. So burn those calories as well. Then also so not everyone feels that direct effect of physical activity. Some people feel like they've already exercised a lot and the weight is not shifting. Why is the weight not shifting? So the rate of your metabolism, there's many factors involved. Of course, it's hormones and genetics as well. But extra support to support your metabolism can also come in supplement form sometimes as well. And how you're measuring your metabolic rate with body composition measurements these days, you can see that basal metabolic rate, which gives you a reading of your calories burnt at rest. So you can see if your metabolism is actually speeding up or not with regular measurements. So this is, again, we're talking about green tea in this slide as another antioxidant. So previously we highlighted the catechins and beer flavors, but there's another component to green tea, which is the EGCG, which stands for I haven't got the full word here actually. It's a very long word for an antioxidant. But it is the EGCG. So it's another antioxidant component, but it is also highly researched as well. With Nutrilite Institute, what they have been able to do is extract the EGCG without the caffeine that normally comes with a green tea extract. So this is the patented phytosome technology that we have. So this is quite exclusive. So you're still getting the weight loss effects and the fat burning effects of the EGCG, but without the caffeine component that usually comes with a whole green tea extract. So what I'm referring to here is the Trim Choice Advanced with the Green Select Phytosome supplement. So this phytosome technology helps your body to actually absorb more EGCG and then also to then burn fat. And without the caffeine from green tea. Whereas Cholesterol Health still contains a tiny bit of caffeine, about 8 milligrams. It's not a high caffeine product, but for some people that absolutely must avoid caffeine, some people are still highly sensitive to caffeine. Trim Choice, they can rest assured, has no caffeine, but you're getting that benefit from green tea as well. It's the EGCG part of it, not the theaflavins and catechins. So it's just a slight differentiation in them. For people who don't have a problem with caffeine, both products could work as well. Then we have our B vitamins, again, for energy, to get up and exercise and get on with your day, and also for your metabolic processes as well. And then keeping up your protein. You need your muscles to exercise as well. And you want to ensure that while you're exercising, you're not draining your muscles if you haven't got adequate protein. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We also have our Positrim bars as a healthy snack that you can have. Very low calorie. Each 60-gram serving provides 22.5 grams of high quality protein, delivering no more than 2 grams of carbohydrates. I didn't add in the excess slides to this one, but of course we have the excess bars as well. So high protein, low fat, low sugar bars available to you. While the business center is still open, you can come in and ask us for a taste testing. That experience is still available to you while the business center is open. Provides a balanced amount of 9 essential amino acids, very healthy snack solution and handy snack solution as well. So for that last minute need for a snack, if you're feeling a little bit peckish, just have half a bar as a low calorie snack. So the other factors, mindset, stress, and sleep. So lack of sleep also slows down your metabolism. Stress also affects your metabolism. You can tend to overeat and also reach for unhealthy foods when you're stressed. Mindset does come into this a lot. So stress and mindset, they all overlap, because if you're stressed, if you're not able to shut off your mind, you're not sleeping well, and then you wake up and you're stressed because you didn't sleep well, and then you can't shut off your mind because you didn't sleep well. It's a vicious cycle. So having the right support, having the right resources, finding your community, having your good coach and resources and tools, a positive mindset, encouraging each other along the way. You're not alone as well. You're not the only one who goes through. We all go through hurdles and problems and ups and downs, and understanding that everyone's here for you. You have a community to support you as well is really, really important. So overall, having a good positive attitude. Other supplements to support overall wellness, as we highlighted before, fish oil, which also supports healthy cholesterol levels too, and your multivitamin options as well from NutriWay. So either the daily once a day or your double X higher potency antioxidant formula. Now, these next few slides are the coaching resources that I wanted to share with you. They've actually been on our e-learning for quite a while, but I think some people just didn't realize that it's there. But if you want to start coaching people for weight management after you've seen success for yourself, and you want to share that success with others, you want to help people live better lives, really sitting down and getting realistic with goal setting is part of setting them up for their success as well. Knowing what your barriers are, knowing how, you know, asking them what other weight management have you tried before, what worked, what didn't work, and then understanding why this didn't work for you back then and how can we adapt that so that you are successful this time around. Realistic goal setting as well. So for example, physical activity goals, whether you're setting step goals, is 10,000 steps realistic? Is it too hard? Is it not hard enough? Do you want to go to 8,000 steps or 20,000 steps? What's realistic? And doing it in small chunks as well. So setting that for 1 week or 2 weeks as a goal and then stepping it up for the next week 3, week 4, whatever it is. It's part of that consultation. I do it as well in the Zoom consults if you want me to do it for you. But for yourself, if you're talking to someone and you want to coach them through as well. Sleep, stress, mindset, other goals as well. Just identifying these barriers and hurdles where you could change that habit that was setting you up for the weight gain previously. So there's also these coaching cards on the Body Key e-learning, which I thought was really cool, which, yeah, it's actually been here the whole time, but we just haven't highlighted it so much as a resource. But as a coach as well, you can keep track of your downlines or your team members and see, like, what are our goals here? What are we going to do? We're going to go low carb, we're going to go low fat. You know, how confident do you feel with your mindset and what else is happening with all these other factors. So you get a realistic picture of where we're starting from on day 1 of this weight loss journey and then how we're going to move forward. This is our weekly measurement chart. So many of you have seen this one. So we do have this one available to you at the Business Centre too. I've emailed it to quite a few of you as well. So you can at least track your weight, muscle mass, fat mass, body fat percent, BMI, and do some tape measurements as well. So this is what the e-learning module looks like. You actually access it on e-learning if you go to products, health and wellness. Then it's hidden in the NutriWay conversation cards section, and then you'll see the Body Key module. So that's where all of these resources now live. And that is the end of the weight management journey section of my presentation. I'll move on to the sneak peek and resources. Was there any other questions?
Not right now.
Okay, that's good. Do you feel confident that you're going to be a Body Key coach?
Oh yes, definitely.
Very confident. That's good. Good to know. All right. I'm here if you don't feel confident. Just a phone call or email away. So coming soon are our excess magnesium sticks. It is very exciting. These have been so popular in Europe. They've been it's also been very highly demanded by local, Australian, New Zealand IBOs. Obviously, if you walk into a health food store or pharmacy, there's a lot of magnesium products already in the Australian market. But whether you're a sports person, working, exercising, or relaxing, magnesium can help to support normal muscle function and electrolyte balance, and even your bone health as well. It's just as important as calcium and vitamin D for your bones. Plus, it can also help to reduce tiredness and fatigue. It's a mineral that is essential for human function. It's required for more than 300 biochemical reactions in your body.
Wow.
That regulate, very, very important. Regulates diverse biochemical reactions, including your protein synthesis and muscle function. You also need it for energy production. It is an essential mineral, and for your bone health as well. It will come in these little sticks like this. It's similar to the NutriWay Pro